So the CEO of one of the largest tech companies in the world was just caught cheating on camera, having an affair with his head of HR.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. I'm not quite sure.
Maria says, imagine cheating on your wife and having to tell your kids. Andrew Tate said, don't need to imagine, I'm very well practiced, but at least the girl is 21 and hot. I mean, this guy is such a troll. He really is. He's like the ultimate troll. But anyway, the man in question is Andy Byron, CEO of Astronomer, and this is his side chick, Christine Cabot. She's also married, by the way. This backfired real quick. CEO and HR having an affair and were outed during a Coldplay concert. And this is Andy Byron's wife. And this is her Facebook page. People are already letting her know. So she's 7 months into the job and now viral. And this is her husband, Kenneth C. Thornby. It says here, I hope he gets a lawyer too. And latest update, the wife of the CEO updated her Facebook account and removed the last name of the CEO on her Facebook name. And the plot thickens. The wife has now deactivated her Facebook account and the CEO has already locked his LinkedIn comments hours prior. This is his official statement, his apology if you want to call it that. It says, I want to acknowledge the moment that has been circulating online and the disappointment it's caused. What was supposed to be a night of music and joy and cheating on your wife turned into a deeply personal mistake playing out on a very public stage. I want to sincerely apologize to my wife, my family, and the team at Astronomer. You deserve better from me as a partner, as a father, and as a leader. This is not who I want to be or how I want to represent the company I helped build. I'm taking time to reflect, to take accountability, and figure out the next steps personally and professionally. I also want to express how troubling it is that what should have been a private moment became public without my consent. I respect artists and entertainers, but I hope we can all think more deeply about the impact of turning someone else's life into a spectacle. Yeah, I mean, you kind of did that yourself. And then he says this weird little quote at the end, which is really weird. As a friend once sang, lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. So yeah, not looking good, is it? Not looking good. Going to a Coldplay concert in public, obviously, and complaining that you getting caught with your side piece is somehow somebody else's fault. Anyway, it gets worse for this guy because his net worth ranges from 20 to 70 million. So we have to assume that if she divorces him, she's taking half of his net worth. So even if it's the lower end, 20 million, them Coldplay tickets are going to end up costing this guy $10 million plus lawyer fees. All so he could sleep with a middle-aged woman like that. And obviously she's HR as well, which is kind of funny because HR departments love telling employees, do not date co-workers, especially if there's a power imbalance. And here we have a CEO involved with the CPO of HR. So she's supposed to enforce them rules. So this is more than just like a personal drama. This is like a huge conflict of interest, isn't it? Now let's take a look at Twitter or X, because you know you're going to get some comedy gold out of this, right? Picture of Astronomer CEO and the head of HR at the weekly staff meeting. This one says, CEO of Astronomer in his meetings today. That one co-worker at Astronomer who always knew something was going on, but never had proof until the Coldplay clip came out. Could you imagine working there? Imagine the gossip in that place today. Right, this is a very old tweet from 2019, but it still stands true today. Each day on Twitter, there is one main character. The goal is to never be it. And today, that character is the CEO of Astronomer. Me at Astronomer pretending to work so I can hear the tea. What the Astronomer CEO and HR ladies affair looked like before Coldplay outed them. There's one I saw earlier, where is it? Oh no, this is the one, Right, it says the divorce attorney who just got hired by the Astronomer CEO's wife.
Voy a cantar esta canción con mucho cariño de mi corazón a la República Dominicana.
You know they should have just stood there, right, and just like played it off. Like put his hands in the air, looked like he didn't give a fuck. And then nothing would have happened. The fact that he hid and everyone knew straight away, that's what made him go viral. Anyway, moving on, let's go and have a look at this gender pay gap discussion.
It is illegal to pay men and women differently because of their sex in Australia, isn't it?
Who's that? Yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you. How long has that been the case?
I guess since the
Equal Pay
60s.
Act.
It's the late 60s.
Yeah,
Late
late
60s,
60s,
thank
yeah,
you.
I was going to say.
Is the data you publish on comparing male pay versus female pay on a like-for-like job basis?
No, Senator, it very clearly is not, and it doesn't intend to be.
So you could, for example, publish airline employees, and majority of pilots are men at the moment, women are increasing, and a majority of hostesses are female, so it would show a skew towards the men, because pilots are paid more than hostesses.
That's absolutely right. That is the gender pay gap.
That's the point.
How is that the point?
That's what the gender pay gap calculates. It is not seeking to calculate a like-for-like comparison. The definition is, and let's say we're doing an average gender pay gap, it's the average salaries of all men and the average salaries of all women, and a comparison between the two. That is the simple, clear definition of the gender pay gap.
Isn't that it's not on a like-for-like basis? It doesn't accommodate hours, because men tend to work more hours and men tend to be in more dangerous jobs generally.
So our calculation seeks to allow for, it annualises part-time or part-year earnings to an annualised full-time equivalent basis, so that it does account and allow for the differences and make a fair comparison for people who are working non-full-time versus full-time.
Sure.
But that's very clear. But it is not a like-for-like comparison, and it doesn't seek to make that comparison.
Isn't it then misleading?
Not when the definition of what we're calculating is very clear. We're very clear on what the gender pay gap seeks to calculate. And as I said earlier, it's not a perfect measure. It's a proxy for gender equality. And with the clarity of what the definition is, then people can understand what the percentage reflects.
So if a male pilot and a female pilot had the similar experience, number of years, similar qualifications, they'd be paid the same. They'd have to be.
Well, certainly that's the law and our expectation. I'm sure the government's expectation is that companies do fulfil that requirement of equal pay for equal work, because it's been the law for more than 50 years.
So where's the gender pay gap?
The gender pay gap is driven by a combination of the composition of the workforce and the relativities of those pay for that composition.
But isn't it erroneous to say that women are paid less than men? There's a gender pay gap if, in fact...
So that's not a gender pay gap. They're comparing different jobs. I mean, these people are in government, right? That's crazy. I don't know what their job is. What is their job? Because they seem really, like, thrown off at the fact they're getting questioned. Almost as if they've just come up with a load of bullshit, never been questioned on it, and now they're getting questioned and they're just like, they don't know what to say. And they're talking about, oh, our calculation. No, all you've done is manipulate data so they can fit it around their, like, feminist, like, victimhood worldview. And obviously, that's pretty easy to, like, break that down. Yeah, the gender pay gap is a myth. And these women right here, I can tell you right now, they're paid way too much. I mean, their own logic, right? They'll probably be like, oh, a flight attendant should get paid the same as a pilot. They probably believe that.
You want to just say happy birthday?
Happy birthday to you.
Donald Trump's, man. Happy birthday. Hope you have a good day, man. And yeah, we'll see you at the next one. So.
Four-time WNBA All-Star Brittany Hicks is here. Give it up for Brittany, everybody. I'm joking around. That's my friend's wife. I knew none of you knew WNBA players. That's crazy. Clap for that.
From other people, Free Beacon says Bernie Sanders spent $221,000 on private jets fighting the oligarchy tour paid for by friends of Bernie Sanders. That you've spent millions of dollars in campaign funds on private jet travel over the years. How do you push back on both of those things?
When's the last time you saw Donald Trump during a campaign mode at National Airport?
No, it doesn't. But he's also not fighting the oligarchy.
No. You run a campaign and you do 3 or 4 or 5 rallies in a week. The only way you can get around to talk to 30,000 people. Think I'm going to be sitting on a waiting line at United waiting, 30,000 people are waiting. That's the only way you can get around. No apologies for that. That's what campaign travel is about. We've done it in the past. We're going to do it in the future.
And you think that this is hitting a mark? You think it's...
Yeah, you see, he always answers every question talking about Donald Trump. But the thing is, Trump paid for his own stuff and isn't out here like preaching fucking socialism or communism. And the funny thing is, right, if this guy wants socialism, right, but obviously if he was running the show, everybody would be waiting in line for food. He would just be carrying on private jetting around and trying to justify it. Like the biggest hypocrite ever, like for real, like they're all the biggest hypocrites. So just proof that you should never listen to him. But anyway, that's the end of the video and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.